They say the best camera is the one that's with you. Now, the only problem with that is most of us are shooting with our phones, but if you want the best quality, chances are you don't have enough space for it. But of course, you can change all that with some external storage. Now, one of the best versions that I've seen so far is from Lexar, who's sponsoring today's video, but they have this nice portable SSD that you can straight up attach to your phone, and it completely changes everything. And check it out, this thing is super compact, and it has a built-in USB-C port. So if you're using an iPhone or if you've got an Android device, all you'll have to do is plug it right in and boom, you automatically have an extra 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes of storage. This is a game changer because if you're shooting like ProRes on your iPhone, you know you don't want to eat up all of your space. Now, this is super convenient because this thing is really lightweight and I have a 2 terabyte version over here. And typically I'd recommend something like, an external SSD that we use with our laptops because they can get used with this, but those are a lot bigger and a bit more cumbersome.
You have to attach other accessories to make it work. You gotta rig it out. So.
You have to do something. Yes. You gotta attach it in some way. Yeah. But that's what makes this so easy. You can just plug it right in here and you're good to go. And it comes with a hub if you do want to add a little bit more to it. So you can go ahead and add this on. You've got different adapters. If you're not crazy about the way this sits on the end of your phone, if you don't want to hold it like this, which isn't really a problem, you can remove it, add this adapter, add back the SSD, and boom. Now it has the same footprint as it normally has, with just this little extra piece. What I like is that you can get a little bit more out of it with this hub. So with this hub, you can go ahead and throw this on. It's a different adapter, slap this in, and then you add the SSD. Now with this little setup right here, it does a few things. So you have 2 extra USB-C ports. This one is for data, and this one's for power. Typically, if you're adding some kind of external storage, you're using the only USB-C port you have on your phone and you can't add anything else. But when you introduce something like this, you can now have external power and another input. So if you want to add some good audio or something, that's all possible. But I'll show you guys what a full setup with something like this looks like. They actually include another cable. So if you want to add this to a rig, you got that in the bag too. Not to mention a nice little case to put it in when you're not using it, and a travel case if you want to take all of the accessories around with you, and even some labels. So if you're doing like a specific shoot, you can actually write on it and you know exactly what you've been shooting. I also like that it has like the silicone cover on it. So if you, I don't know, happen to drop it or something, can absorb some of the impact. Also just kind of makes it easier to grip and pull out if you want to. Now remember when I was saying if you want the absolute best quality, chances are you're not gonna have enough space for it. Well, I've got about 47 minutes left on my phone, which is decent since it's still pretty early in this phone's life. But usually if you've owned the phone for a while, you probably won't have this much space available, but check out the difference. I'll pop this guy in and that immediately turns into almost 3 hours. And that's with a bunch of footage and projects on here already.
Wait, so what's the file format you're shooting?
Oh, this is, okay, so that's a very good question. So we're shooting Apple ProRes over here. And right now with stuff on mine already, it gives me about 3 hours worth. And lately I've been opting for shooting video with a phone when I'm out and at a special event. I find it a lot easier to just pull this thing out instead of carrying on like a giant camera, especially since it's really easy to miss a moment, which is why that quote is meaning a lot more to me these days. So right now we've got this in log, ProRes. It is just the best way to capture footage if you want to do a lot of editing afterwards. Videographers know what I'm talking about. But right now, if I wanted to capture Cookie, are you gonna ignore me? You're gonna embarrass me on YouTube? What's up, girl? People haven't seen you in a while. They've been asking about you. So this is our girl Cookie. She's our subject. How you feeling, mama?
Oh.
And that's Austin. You want to be in the video?
Yeah.
The what?
I can do both at the same time.
Oh, you can color and be in the video?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can take a video.
Oh, wait. We'll show your coloring skills a little bit later. For some perspective, that 30-second clip, 2.6 gigs.
30 seconds?
30 seconds.
30 seconds?
31 to be exact.
Oh,
that looks so good. So you can apply all kinds of LUTs.
Oh.
The quality looks absolutely amazing. And that's where this really shines. Because otherwise, if I were shooting on the internal storage, I'd have to do a lot of transferring between the phone and my computer every time I want to shoot. It's gonna be a hassle. Austin, you can't.
That's simply impossible if you have the iPhone for like 6 months or longer.
You are so right, Jay, because if this were my iPhone 15 Pro, I would probably have maybe 8 minutes available, if that much. I've gotten the not enough storage plenty of times. But here's the sickest thing about this, right? I can go from shooting right on this to popping it into my computer, once you got it plugged in, you can edit right off of it. So this is something that I've worked on already while I was in Hawaii. And I actually just used this to edit all of the footage.
How fast is that drive?
Read is what, 1050 read and 1000 write speed.
Oh, so that's a fast SSD.
It's a fast SSD. Okay. So like you can completely work from it, from shooting to editing, all of it, especially with 1 to 2 terabytes of storage. You're good to go, even if you're using stuff like ProRes. This is probably one of the best solutions I've found if you want to do like mobile videography. And it's very prosumer level, where if you're just the average person who maybe doesn't have like a very fancy camera, but you want to take advantage of the awesome cameras on your phone, you can go ahead and grab something like this. But if you are like a professional and you want to take it a step further, the hub that's included lets you do just that. Let me show you how you kit this thing up. Check it out, you guys. If you wanted to do the most, here it is. We got a portable charger over here to give this thing power while you're shooting. The hub allows you to get power. And over here, we have our data port, which is connected to our lav mic. So this is our receiver. Jay's got a lav over there. And with this mount, we have an extra spot for some light. So all of our bases are covered: audio, power, storage, camera, and lighting. So this is what you would call like a fully done up rig. So if you really wanted to go out there and shoot for maybe long periods of time and get the best quality footage you could get out of your phone, this is pretty much how you would do it. And it's all possible thanks to this hub. So if you want to get like a wild gene in his habitat, and you go ahead and you get that footage.
And that's not the usual for my desktop.
Yeah, no, Gene's a pretty messy dude. No, I'm just joking. This is all the stuff that just came out of my backpack. It's okay, Gene, I got you. And it wouldn't be right if we couldn't throw this thing on a tripod. So we're also able to do that as well. So if you want to get some footage, some B-roll right from your phone, you're able to do that. But we are seriously living in a time, you guys, where we don't need fancy cameras to make great content. I think Instagram and TikTok and all other social media has shown us that. But for just getting the best quality out of your phones, you're gonna want the storage to go along with it so you can record to your heart's content. And Lexar probably does the best job that I've seen so far at making something accessible like this. Because the ease that you're able to use it for shooting and then take it straight to editing, I don't think that can be beat right now. A lot of my friends, tech YouTubers that you know, have been on the phone only bandwagon. I'm a little late to the party, but you can see why it's possible. Now, of course, I'll have that SSD link down below so you guys can get your hands on it, but it is just insane what we can do now with the stuff in our pockets. Oh yeah, this is all shot on the iPhone.